Hi, and welcome to this live reading from Love Unexpected by Marina, Hanna, and this is presented by Itsy Bitsy Book Bits. Prologue. Adam. Some would probably say I'm a selfish son of a bitch. Strike that. Most would say I'm a selfish son of a bitch. Always have been, no doubt I always will be. The women I see are purely to satisfy my sexual needs. They tend to have already been through a catalog of rich boyfriends, sometimes even a husband or two. They want to be kept in the manner to which they've become accustomed. They want to be kept in the lap of luxury, and for some inexplicable reason seem to think I'm going to oblige. But they don't know who they're dealing with. I haven't met a woman yet who can satisfy me both sexually and intellectually. But let's be clear. I'm not a man whore. One-night stands are not my thing. I at least have the decency to drag it out a few weeks, sometimes even more than a month. Any longer than that, and they start to get clingy. They try to insert themselves into my everyday life. I always make it absolutely clear from the outset to any woman I'm with that dinner and sex do not a relationship make. I don't make plans, even for the next evening, and I definitely do not make promises. I keep everything last minute. Once you start making plans, she'll put more meaning into it than there is. She'll be buying wedding magazines. She'll suggest we meet each other's families. She'll try and tell me differently, but trust me, I've been with enough women to know the signs. That's when it's time to move on. So yep, I guess that makes me a selfish son of a bitch. There's no shortage of women. They seem to throw themselves at me. I can take my pick. Being good looking helps. Being rich and successful helps even more. And whilst I'm being honest, I have no preference. Blonde or brunette, tall or medium height, slim or voluptuous, Caucasian, black, Asian, Mediterranean looking. I'm not picky. All I want is sex. All curves, implants, and giggles. It's no wonder I can't take any of them seriously. I'm neither looking for nor want a relationship. Been there. Tried that. Have I ever been in love? Maybe. The fact that I don't know probably answers that question. Have I made mistakes? Unequivocally, yes. Once. It wasn't so much a mistake, more a decision made out of selfishness. I'd rather try to forget it, but every once in a while it's a recollection that creeps into the void in my head because it was a decision that impacted on someone else. So I've kept my distance. I don't make promises and I don't do relationships. But then she came into my life. Like a blustering hurricane, and completely knocked me for 6. I don't know which way was up or which way was down. Of all the women I've been with, and trust me, at 40 years old, I've been with a lot of women, I was not prepared for her. Chapter 1. Jules. I had a perfectly comfortable job. I'd moved up to London from the Kent countryside 5 years ago when I landed what was, at the time, my dream job at Miller Advertising. But by comfortable, I mean it was stagnant and boring. The hierarchy at Miller Advertising was so old-fashioned and stuck in the mud they didn't chase new accounts. They liked to sit comfortably with the same clients they'd had for over 20 years. At 26, I was the youngest on the creative team, and granted, I was a little out there with my ideas. What worked 20 years ago doesn't work now, so it went without saying we were no longer a good fit. Having said that, they gave me an opportunity to hone my skills, and I'd always be grateful to them for that. However, as soon as I heard through the grapevine that there was an opening on the creative team at Foster Advertising and Marketing, well, it was a no-brainer. They're one of the top agencies. Their head office is in New York, but they also have an office in Paris. And 4 years ago, such as their client success at delivering the desired results for their clients, they expanded their European presence and opened an office in London. Just off Bond Street, to be precise. So after a successful round of interviews, I was in. And with no hard feelings, a shake of the hand, and some gratitude for the opportunity, I handed in my notice a month ago, and at 5:30 on the dot earlier today, I thanked my boss one final time and packed up my things and left. My now former colleagues wanted to give me a good send-off, so we've been at this swanky restaurant bar in central London for 4 hours. But only Lauren, Rachel, and I are still here. Everyone else made their excuses and left a couple of hours ago. "Cheers, ladies, here's to us," Rachel says as she raises her glass. "Yep, I'll second that, and here's to my new job, and the beginning of great things." The three of us clink our glasses together and down our tequila shots in one. Lauren and Rachel didn't need to twist my arm to get me to come out for drinks after work. In fact, practically the whole department was here to give me a good send-off. Perhaps it's because it's a Friday and everyone was that thank God the weekend is finally here vibe. I'm going to miss working with you guys. You're going to have to keep me in the loop about all the office gossip. Since moving to London, I've been working my butt off to succeed. When I got here, I didn't know a soul. So I feel extremely lucky to have met Rachel and Lauren at work, and we've become firm friends. There's a mutual affection, and of course they don't pull any punches in letting me know their opinions, which, if it's not something you don't want to hear, can sometimes be irritating, even if they do speak the truth. It's what the three of us agreed we would do, always keep it real. Lauren gives me a stern look, and I brace myself for what's coming. So you've got your dream job. All you need to do now is kick out that lazy bum and find yourself a new man. I glare at her defiantly. I wish you wouldn't call him that. By bum, she's referring to my ex, Noah. It's a little harsh because Noah's a good guy. He never treated me badly. We met in this exact bar a year and a half ago. We broke up amicably 6 months ago. Love was never in the cards for us. Things were great at the beginning. We couldn't get enough of each other. We enjoyed sex. We enjoyed sex together, and we did genuinely like each other. We still like each other. But we couldn't ignore the truth of the situation once we both came to the realization that our relationship had run its course. There was no arguing or recriminations. In fact, I'd say it can be categorized as the best breakup I've ever had. We remained great friends. When he suddenly quit his job just like that, I didn't hesitate to let him move in with me to help him out when he asked. But after 3 months, he doesn't seem to be in any hurry or making any effort to find a new job. Years invested at university to get his law degree, and now he's getting by as a motorcycle courier. I have to hand it to him, though. He seems happy. He hasn't quite overstayed his welcome yet. But I'm not ecstatic about him staying on my sofa indefinitely. I mean, what if I do actually meet a hot guy and want to bring him home? Hey, Jules, you're always saying you've had enough of boys and you need a real man. See anything you like over there? Rachel gestures with her head towards a table in the restaurant area. As I glance over, I spot 4 men. All of them handsome and well turned out in their bespoke suits. No doubt closer scrutiny will confirm that their watches adorning their wrists and catching the light are either Rolex or Breitling. They all look extremely successful, but I'm drawn to one in particular. His thick, silky black hair is perfectly done. It's not just a cut, you can tell it's styled. Not too short and not too long, with a slight contrast between the length of the sides and top. His Mediterranean skin tone makes me wonder if he's Italian, and I get the shivers as I imagine a husky Italian accent whispering sweet nothings in my ear. I watch as he loosens his tie. The concentration on his face doesn't falter as he listens to his companions, totally engrossed in what they're discussing. He's handsome, ruggedly so, with a strong jawline that's stubble-free. And even from this distance I can see his dark eyes are powerful, irresistible. I know I should stop staring, but I can't seem to look away from him. Something about him is mesmerizing. Maybe it's the air of confidence he exudes and his commanding manner when he speaks and everyone else stops to listen intently. It makes me wish I could hear the tones of his voice. There's bursts of laughter and the clinking of tumblers. An end-of-day celebration on a good deal done, perhaps. Yep, definitely men, not boys. I'm so captivated that I've completely blocked out whatever Lauren and Rachel are talking about. There's no denying that he's hot as fuck. Suddenly, Mr. Hot as Fuck stops talking. It's as if he could feel my eyes on him, scrutinizing him, drinking him in. He turns his head to look straight at me. He seems to study me for a few seconds, his eyes traveling the length of my body until they reach my face. He's looking straight into my eyes, his gaze capturing mine, holding me hostage, piercing the distance between us. I notice the self-indulgent glint in his eyes, and the smirk on his lips is catching me ogling him. Or is it an appreciation for what he sees? I push a stray strand of my honey blonde hair behind my ear, but I don't falter. I continue to watch with a keen observant eye, and it has to be said I'm enjoying his attention. There's a stare-out. Neither of us wants to be the first to look away. But I win this one as he turns back to his companions. A few words are spoken before they all stand. They shake hands and 3 of them leave. I don't pay attention to them as they walk past our table towards the exit. My full concentration is on Mr. Hot as Fuck as he sits back down, takes out his phone, and proceeds to make a call. Once he's finished, he returns the phone to the inside pocket of his suit jacket. He picks up his glass and swirls the drink around. He studies it as if it holds the answers to all of the universe's mysteries, then he lifts the glass to his mouth. I watch as his lips part and make contact with the rim of the glass, and he knocks back the remainder of his drink in one gulp. And heaven have mercy on me, but when his tongue slowly traces the fullness of his moist bottom lip, all I can do is wonder what kind of sensation those lips can deliver, how much pleasure that tongue can inflict on me. As he gets up from the table and starts to make his way to the exit, I realize he has to pass our table. I maintain eye contact with him. I watch as his tall, black-clad figure strides purposefully and confidently toward me. I take in his broad shoulders and well-muscled body, which fills out his suit perfectly. When he reaches where I'm standing, he pays no attention to anyone else as he positions himself as close as he can in front of me. He looks me over seductively. His eyes, which I can now clearly see are mocha, seem crazily fascinated as they roam my body like a scanner. There's an anticipation at what he might say or do, but it's merely seconds before I find out. He puts a hand around my waist and pulls me into him. Without saying a word, his mouth covers mine. The touch of his lips is a sweet, delicious sensation, and I can taste the residue of alcohol in his tongue as it explores and probes. Any calm is shattered by the hunger of his kiss. It's strong, demanding, and powerful. It's all-consuming, and all I can do is close my eyes and let myself get lost in the passion of the kiss, of him. Succumbing to the forceful domination of his lips, I instinctively wrap my arms around his neck. As I comb one hand gently through his hair, I get the added sensation of feeling its silkiness between my fingertips. When I feel his hold on me tighten, the kiss becomes soft and slow. There's almost a tenderness to it, and I feel as though I'm being swept into an intimacy that has the power to unlock my mind, body, and soul. He breaks away from the kiss and gently runs the pad of his thumb over my bottom lip. His eyes have a burning look of desire in them as he prolongs the moment by keeping his eyes focused on me as he presses his forehead to mine. Then, as if a switch were flipped, he suddenly pulls away all too soon. His reaction confuses me even more when his eyes grow openly amused as his parting words in his husky American accent are, "Did no one ever tell you it's rude to stare, beautiful?" I watch dumbfounded as he continues to walk out of the bar without a backward glance, as if nothing happened. As if he hadn't just made me almost have an orgasm in a public place with the best kiss I've ever had. "Holy Mary, Mother of God, what was that?" Lawrence says as the three of us watch his retreating form. Rachel nudges my arm. "Jules, are you okay?" I stare at them both, my mouth agape. I need another drink.